All right. So it's a sad day. It is the last day of TFT. If you haven't watched any of these, the 2-lap race, the first lap is just a warm up. And then at the banner of the second lap, we race. Today's course is on the Harrogate Circuit. So lots of climbing. There's no flat sections. I'll pull up the map really quick. Come on. So here's the course map. So right when you start, we're going to be climbing. And as you can see, there's no flat sections at all. So this right here is a segment. This sprint is a segment. So I have no doubt that everybody's going to be pushing it on this. So once again, I don't have enough points to contest the standings in sprint or KOM. So I'm just going to try to stay with that front group. It's kind of been my motive here. So yeah, let's get into the race. I'm excited, but I'm also sad because it's the last one.
All right, so we're just going to speed this up. As we all know, lap 1 is just a warm-up lap, so we'll speed this up and get into the actual race.
All right, we take this steep descent right here, and then we're onto this KOM. This will be good to see kind of what we're up against. I think I'm going to keep this feather all the way until this KOM.
So I decided that I was just going to hold on to this feather because there's only 2 spots that you can get power-ups, and the chances of me getting a feather are kind of small, and I don't really need it for this warm-up lap, so I figured I'm just going to hold on to it and hopefully it'll become useful in the actual race on this exact segment that we're climbing right now.
All right, looks like it's just going to be just over 8 miles of a lot of pain. All right, here we go.
Okay, so I had to look it up. This first little section here is called the Otley Road Climb. And I think I was mentioning earlier when I was talking about it, I thought that this was going to be just absolutely scorching hot out of the gate. I don't know if it's because these are points races or what it is, but I know for an absolute fact there are a couple guys in this group that could have just absolutely blown us up on this climb. And the only thing I can figure is, since the points count for so much, they want to make sure that they're still with the group on the segment so they can use a little bit of drafting, because that is going to make a big difference. Maybe not a ton on the climb, but who knows for the sprint, or maybe they're just saying there's plenty of time to break away later in the lap. I really don't know exactly why that's happening here, but I got my 3rd best time on this, so it's not like it was like the easiest thing in the world, but I know for an absolute fact that this group could have gone a lot harder on this. So just something to think about when you're doing points races. Is this strategy? Should you break away? I'm not really sure, but it was interesting. So most of the group stayed together, at least the A's and the B's, through that climb, and nothing happened except for right here, John Dalton, who is a diesel. If anybody knows him, he can hold the power. So he went on an attack here, and I did look at the profile. I saw that we had a big descent coming up. We've got a big group. Really hoping that we can use the drafting in this big group to catch up to him. He ended up getting like a 5-second gap, and I actually started wondering if he was going to be able to hold it, but luckily we were able to catch up to him before we hit that next climb. Okay, so coming up over the top of that next climb, the whole group was still together. And now we are coming into the bottom of the descent right before the KOM. And as we're coming into this, I moved my mic away because I know that it's going to be a lot of pain and suffering. And I actually didn't look at the segment before this, but I figured that it was going to be around a 3-minute effort. And there, boom, there goes Justin Spangler. As soon as I saw that happen, I go, oh crap, nobody's going to catch up to him. But I'm going to try to stay with as many of these front guys as I possibly can. Okay, so came up over the top, fourth wheel. Spangler and Nordgren were off the front, and then it was KVV, Josh Bradley, and myself. We had a pretty big gap here, and I honestly thought that us three would try to chase down Spangler and Nordgren. I saw a message from Spangler that said, "Nice catch, Nordgren." As soon as that happened, I said, "Oh crap, those two are going to work together. There's no way we're going to catch them." So it's kind of a battle for third at this point. As soon as I said that, though, all of a sudden, the next guys caught up to us, and now we've got a group. So it's going to be even more of a struggle. You just saw Chris Port. I think his name's Chris. Maybe it's Charlton. I can't remember. C. Port caught up to us, and then he actually kept pushing and got a gap on us after the sprint. So he caught up to us, and then Ryan Fogarty and a couple other guys ended up catching us as well. And I kind of figured at that point it was going to come down to the finish. Ryan Fogarty gave it a one last hard effort to try and bridge, but Spangler and Nordgren were too far gone. So you'll see here it comes into this steep little pitch, and then the finish is actually on a hill. So we'll just let this play out the entire finish at full speed. So real quick, I just want to note right here, this guy that's just barely in front of me, this is that C. Port. I thought he was going to finish in third because he ended up getting a pretty big gap on us. And then next thing you know, we caught up to him, and I saw a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Figured I would just push as hard as I possibly could through the finish.
Yes, let's go. I did it. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I'm dizzy. Oh shoot. That's not good.
Okay, so I'm actually laughing at myself going back watching this. Oh man, the faces that I'm making, I was obviously in a lot of pain. I came across the finish line and I was dizzy. I can't remember the last time I was dizzy, and I had to take my headphones off. Like, I was struggling right here. But part of me is going, oh man, I'm proud that I was able to push that hard, that I was able to make myself dizzy. So I finished in third place. I have no idea what those points are going to be. Zwift Power messed up some of the primes, but let's just get into the standings really quick. So really quick, just looking at the results of yesterday's race. As you can see, Spangler came in first, Nordgren came in second, 3 seconds behind him, and then we actually closed it down. I was only 5 seconds behind Nordgren in third. C. Port, who is Charlton, and then Zach Erickson, Eric Alder were able to finish before Josh. And then also Ryan Fogarty and Ryan Lott, the Ryans, finished before KVV. Right now in the standings, Josh Bradley's in first, and KVV had a chance to overtake him. So unless he did much better on both the sprint and the KOM, I don't know if that's possible. So let's hurry and just look at the overall league standings. This, I believe, does not include today's race, but as you can see, Josh is in first, KVV in second, and Brian in third. I am assuming that those will stay unless Brian's second place is enough to overtake KVV. But KVV will not overtake Josh, and he will walk away with the W in A's. Jumping down to the B's, I think this is going to be a super close race too. There were some people chatting that Tyler and Hefe, I think his name's Jeff, but are going to be battling it out for the first in the B's. And then in the C's, it looks like Ted will probably take that, but there's a possibility that we see a shakeup there as well. So unfortunately, they're delayed on getting us their results, but you can check out these results if you go to Zwift Power, go to Leagues and TFT League. I believe Josh is going to be the overall winner, though. Super sad this series is over. I'm going to continue to make some of these racing videos until it gets warm here in Idaho, but please, if you've enjoyed watching these, comment, like, subscribe. I am trying to grow this channel. I'm going to be putting out some content this summer as well, so don't think that it's just all Zwift. And thanks.